Je suis allé en Palestine dans le cadre d'une mission culturelle d'une semaine. Le groupe d'artistes belges auquel je me suis associé souhaitait manifester son soutien et sa solidarité envers les créateurs palestiniens. Je témoigne de mes rencontres par ces images prises avec une petite caméra vidéo.
خلاص بزيادة بكفي خليه. طب واحنا كيف بدنا نمشي كارول؟
C'est sous l'œil d'un sniper, dans ce qui aurait dû être le nouveau centre culturel de Bethléem, une ville déserte sous couvre-feu permanent, que nous avons fait notre première rencontre.
We are now the second biggest employer in the Bethlehem region. And I think once we will be the first employer. You know, I think they are targeting all institutions of civil and culture. Exactly. They don't want to leave anything which is giving hope to the people.
See, they broke all the windows.
These are the workshops for the artists, so for ceramics and modeling and glass and glass, and all of this was destroyed. You see even here they had something. Some granite pieces destroyed, for example this piece. One of them stayed here. So, and one here, this is interesting also with the piece. Here we are trying to market some of the products which the artists are producing so that they can have an income. And also much of it here and here has been destroyed. And downstairs, but now we don't have the electricity, but we can have a small gallery where we can have exhibitions. But you can just have a look from here, so there is no electricity.
2001 and 2002. This is my work. All these sculptures. So I show mixed works. Some of them is paintings and the other is sculptures. Some of them, like this chair, called the chair of my father, because the jacket is for my father. He died before 3 years ago. I put his jacket and his book on the chair, and I make this sculpture. That chair also, like the chair of the king. It is high and nobody can see him because he see himself in a positive of like the God. So it is some meaning about the Arab leaders who sit in the chair, he don't move until he died. I do the intifada when the persons demonstration are walking and they are angry and they make some movement. Here it is like a house, and the bombs of the Israeli army, they destroyed the house from ground of the house. It's like Janine? Like Janine, yes. But this is problemable. Janine more than this. Destroyed it more, all.
Before you came here, it was since the first time we get inside, it was a lot of garbage, their garbage, and there was they clean it anyway. They clean there was taking a place inside the mosque even, and there is a lot of garbage, a lot of beer even. There was drinking beer here. They collect a lot of. I came here and I have some photographs about this, about beer bottles. You know that is most horrible thing to do in a mosque. So they do what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So a lot of Quran was stealing it and throwing it. It was thrown in all of the places. It's for contributions. There was they just broke it. It's for contributing money to the to things for charity.
And were the soldiers staying here to fire?
Yeah, they were staying here because it's when you see the ceiling now, when you see the roof, it's very monitoring all of the camp. It's they saw everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a kind of base for snipering. Yalla.
I myself were one of the people who were arrested for doing music 12 years ago. During the first Intifada, I was arrested because we were doing a tape of music that talked about the situation. So they used a law against me, which was a British law, by the way, from the 1945, and it said that I was inciting people against the occupation. What we are trying to do in terms of music in Palestine is look at Arabic music and Oriental music and develop it in a way that is not that is coming from its own roots of Arabic music, and not basically just taking something and throwing it, taking a form or a kind of an instrumentation and throwing it on Arabic music, because it doesn't work. On the other hand, you cannot, you have to develop somehow this music, going back to the roots. So working with the instruments, basically, working with the original music and developing it in a way that a person, a student or a musician in the 21st century reflects his aspirations and reflects his technique also. الوقت عشان نوصل للفورتي. هوا يعني ترخيش. That our nationality is being taken away, our cultural identity is being taken away. So you fight back with cultural identity. So cultural centers are very important, dance is very important, music is very important. And as such, the Israelis know that, of course. So they try very much to break this cultural spirit, of course, in general. So they would try to attack some centers like the one that we are sitting in now. They've broken some of the paintings. In our conservatory, an instrument, a cello, was broken during this invasion. But this is minimal to what has happened in general to places like the old city of Nablus. This is a historic, this is a cultural heritage place that has been demolished. It's like eradicating history.
جرب تذكر كيف اشتغلنا فيها؟ والرايق
We're not imitating life. We're being inspired by life. So you don't see an exact replica on stage of something that you saw in real life. However, in one of our settings we do have tents. The dancers built tents. And we choreographed this long before Jenin. Nobody was expecting the massacre in Jenin. And now we look at people and they are sleeping in tents again. 54 years after the first exile, people are again, refugees are again becoming refugees for the second or third time. If you're a Palestinian, your body is being abused everywhere you go. at checkpoints, being injured, being shot, being humiliated. I mean, sometimes in part of the Intifada, they put a rope at the entrance of a village, and they said everybody who wants to leave the village has to crawl, and they had to crawl outside below the rope. This was pure humiliation. So the body is terribly oppressed, terribly abused outside. What we try to do in our dance is to bring out the other part, the free, creative part that we want to be. We want to be free, so we practice freedom here. We start with ourselves, we practice freedom here. If we cannot be free here, we can't show freedom. We can't show the world, we can't show other Palestinians what freedom is. So we have to live it. For a second, for a minute, with some music, we have to live freedom. And that's what we try to do. We never show somebody shooting. We never show somebody torturing us. We just show us, how we react, how we act, how we get out of this total destruction. So one of the images you see is an image of prisoners being pushed around, killed, injured. Despite that, they come up and they go back to life. So we're celebrating life, ultimately, despite all the pain.
C'est voilà, la base de la maison, de l'habitation. Pourquoi voilà ma maison et voilà les frères qui sont.
On va repérer.
C'est interdit de dire comme moi, j'ai une maison.
J'ai une maison, c'est encore la preuve que j'ai une maison.
J'ai une maison, voilà, la preuve, voilà, c'est ça. Voilà. L'origine. Vous cherchez, c'est la base.
More than 800,000 Palestinians were expelled when Israel was created in 48. They left their homes thinking they'll come back in a few days. Each one of them took the key. After they saw that they did not go back, their homes were lost, the land was occupied, they kept the key. Keeping the key means keeping the dream, keeping the hope that one day we will be back. And this dream of the refugees, Palestinian refugees, we tried to reincarnate here in our dances in an artistic way.
I will show you a 10-minute film that explains what happened, and that was shot immediately after they left. Some shots are before, and most of the shots are after they left, and it states the facts.
Wednesday evening, April 3rd, 2002, a large Israeli army force broke into the building. They forced out the broadcast controller along with the volunteer student assisting him and the building's guard.
The control room, in addition to the damage and destruction that has been done, it appeared that all of the institute and television's camera had been stolen as well. 6 cameras along with video recorders and satellite receivers. 1 left camera which is out of order. And the soldiers had left behind them some of their creativity with indecent, racist and misleading slogans. Stop blowing up innocents. No to Muslim terrorism. No Arab, no reserved service. And an insult to President Arafat.
عن الحيوانات وعن المغامرات.
مغامرات زي مين؟
مغامرات نخل الشباب.
كثير حلوة مغامرات نخل الشبل. مش معقول انت نخلة.
نخل الشبل is very famous character now in Palestine. Most of the children in Palestine, they know him very well. We use نخل الشبل many times for the children. They need special needs because he is very short. So people, they thought that he can't make things very well. So he always tried to do, he plays karate, he plays basketball, he talks a lot that he can do whatever he wants. So it's and in a way we encourage children that they have any problem when they look to نخل الشبل, they say we have no problem, we can do whatever we want.
تعرف ايش عن النحلة؟
بعرف.
ايش؟
طورة.
كمان؟
تسوي نحل.
تسوي نحل كمان.
بتسوي عسل.
ايش بتسوي؟
عسل.
بتسوي عسل يا نحل.
بتسوي نحل كمان.
بتسوي عسل.
وبتسوي نحل.
العسل كتير مفيد. قريتوا عن فوائد العسل؟
ما بتسوي بتولى النحل. طيب مش
بتسوي نحل. مظبوط بحكي. مظبوط بتسوي نحل.
بتسوي خربشوني.
لا مظبوط نخلة. انت دايما
خربشو. طب انت
So now I'm sorry I don't have that much of my puppets here because of the situation. So I used to live in Jerusalem and I changed my place to Ramallah because most of my work in Ramallah. And now there is a lot of problems, of course. I can't move very fast from place to place. So my things, it's some of it from in Beit Lahem, because I'm also teaching in Beit Lahem University how to make puppets and how to use it. So I have some of my puppets in Beit Lahem, some of my puppets in Jerusalem, and I have the only one here because I make it for a TV program. So this is a big puppet, as you see here. You can put it in plate. One moment. هاي برا. شوف لك كم بكتاب روح صصلك.
this is our theater that we worked very hard on building it. It's not a theater, it's a studio actually. It's Inad studio. By the way, Inad in Arabic means stubborn. So we are the theater of stubborn people. We needed to be stubborn to continue and to work.
And what is your relation with people?
It's very good and very strong relation, because the theater, we didn't have money, you know. All what you see inside is donated and helped from the community itself, you know. And that's how they felt, the neighborhood and the community in Beit Jala and Bethlehem area, that this theater belongs to them, you know. They put something from their own. They put wood, they put bricks, you know. Yeah. That's why our relations with the neighborhood, with the community is very strong.
Yeah, we still have to arrange something.
Her name is Milade. Milade, as Marina said, represents the Christmas time. Ramadan, which will be Khalid, he will represent the feast of the Muslims. We are two Muslims and Christians here. Because, you know, as usual, we have to defend ourselves in front of the world, because the people think that the war, many people in Europe and I think in the United States, think that the war that's happening here is between Muslims and Christians. And this play, it's part to show that this is not true. It's not even a religious war here. It's only, a fight, a struggle for land, for the right to live. That's it. Nobody thinks of religion. We Arabs, Christians are Arabs, we live together, one family, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. أنا بنام برا بالكعدة، أنت نام في غرفتك خذ راحتك وتمدد خذ راحتك زي ما بدك، أنا بنام برا بالكعدة، المهم أنت تكون مبسوط ومرتاح، هذا أهم شيء.
أنا مرتاح كثير، كثير مرتاح. We are still coming here, and to come to Beit Jala from Jerusalem, I have to go around and around and around to come here, and you know people are not allowed to go out of their houses, and we sneak around. And to come to work here is really dangerous, but we do it. We are so stubborn.
أهلين يا ميلاد.
أهلين رمضان.
أهلين.
أهلين.
أهلين يا ميلاد.
أهلين رمضان. We are limited even with the things that we do. We always have to do something about what's going on. And I think there's a feeling that, you know,
it's very difficult to be creative.
Yeah, it's so difficult to be creative.
Difficult, yes.
Surprise!
We cannot stop. We cannot stop smiling or laughing. We even make jokes about ourselves and what we're going through. Yesterday we came after listening to the news that we will have British and American guards to guard the prisoners.
We started imagining, will they be hands?
What kind of breakfast will they will
Croissant. Like
cornflakes.
We brought you croissants and we brought you jam and butter, and then one of the prisoners will say, I want my hummus and my food. I don't want this. We started just joking about it. It's really, it's a joke. I'm sorry to say that. It's a very big joke. Really, all what's happening is a big joke. So people think that our problem would be solved by ending the curfew, which is rubbish. Yani we want an end to the whole thing, to the occupation. We want to be able to move freely. We want to be able to work freely. We want our children to be able to live as children, to think as children, to talk as children, and this is not happening. Our little girls, like 1-year-old, 2-year-old, the only thing you hear them saying, a tank is passing, there is a martyr in the street, there is a blood this is the only terminology they're using, and it's very, very sad, and it's going to take us more than 10, 15 years to try and treat the children of what they've been through the invasions, the violence, the attacks, the killing of their relatives, the killing of their friends, attacks on their schools.
Hello, what's your name?
My name's Lila.
What's your school? You study here?
صورنا.
لما
نزلوا على المقبولة احنا الموضوع اللي بدكم اياه
لا احنا نصدق كل
مش بدنا بعرف فرصة قبل الامتحانات.
Now the problem is that our society is so much deteriorated, so much torn up, and the Israelis are trying really to put us into cells. They're managing now to make us small clans here and there. And because that is easier for them to manage with us, because in this way they can control us more. Now, what we can do in facing such dispersity and in creating a tapestry of a harmonic culture of Palestinian ideas and identity. لا التمرين إلي ولا التمرين للأجانب ولا التمرين للمعلمات، التمرين إلي أنت وذاتك، مخاوفك لمستقبلك. طلع معك الحرية خليكي مغلبينك. يعني أكثر شيء قد يكون مؤلم أو يثير غضبك أو يثير مخاوفك، أكثر شيء بتحسي حالك إنك حابة تحكي عنه في الجلسة، بس تلاقيه حطيه تربط إيدك وسكري على إيدك وارفعيها وورجيني إنك أخذتيه من الماضي حاضر أو من المستقبل. سكري إيدك، بس سكري إيدك خليها مسكرة على الموضوع اللي اخترتيه. خليكي مع حالك، مش عم تعملي التمرين لحدا ولا حتى لزميلاتك اللي حواليكي. And we don't want our Palestinian kids to be numbers. We want them to be, each and every of them, an individual, a real human being. They don't have to be artists, but they have to be holistic. They have to think profoundly with their mind. They have to respect their souls, and they have to use their essence. إيش صار؟
يعني شغل إنه لا يعني بده يطلعنا من بلادنا، بده فلسطين يكون لأسرائيل.
معك أنت إيش صار؟ معك أنت كإنسانة، معك جواك جوعيتك. صار إشي معك، صار فيك تحكي عن إشي شعور في داخلك حصل في هاي الفترة؟ في خوف مستقبلي، في خوف مستقبلي.
أنا أيضا أخاف من المستقبل. ماذا أخاف من يصير لأنه مصدر
ممكن نقعد على الأرض. صغير كل حاسس كل I strongly believe that we have to start looking critically about what we are educating our kids with. That kind of education, that kind of very subtle education that is entering to every house and every child brain has to stop. We have to stop and think about it. We have to change it in order to really make a better future for our children. Because the conflict, the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, it does not start in this country, and it won't end in this country as well. So this is only a transpassing passage of the real conflict. Okay. هذا شرول. في شرول لحاله؟ لا الحرس؟ اوكي مين الحرس؟ الناس اللي حرس. زيادة. اوكي اقول الحرس عشان تقدري توصلي لشرفون بدك تخطي كل الحرس اللي موجود، صح ولا لا؟ حرس وراه بس وراه ورجيني كيف بدك تفوتي، شو الحالة اللي بدك تفوتي فيها، تحكي بدك ايش بدك تعملي؟ تقتليه، تحكي معه، تحاوريه، تحاولي تستعطفي فيه، ايش بدك تعملي؟ تدريب؟ ما بعرف، ايش بدك؟ مش معك مع شرف. انا مش عارف انا منطقه I don't want to benefit them. I don't want to say that okay, I'm bringing new ideas to them. No, I don't want them to take a new idea from me. I want them to find their own ideas. I want them to ask their own questions, because when they develop a question of their own, then that means there's a turning point in their lives, not when they take it from outside. So at least this is when I go to schools and I try to reach these young women and young men, at least I'm trying to open up a little door, just to scratch a little bit more inside, and to say, hey, each of you has a pearl inside. Just look at it. It's the time now.
صباح الخير. والله بعسكر. يا سلام، سامعين صوت العصافير؟
Profitant du retrait momentané de l'armée israélienne, les artistes organisent une fête afin que les enfants puissent souffler. Nous avons quitté la Palestine et les soldats israéliens n'ont pas tardé à revenir. Depuis, l'occupation militaire s'éternise. L'œuvre entamée par les artistes sera éternelle, comme le sont déjà les poèmes de Mahmoud Darwish ou ceux de Pablo Neruda. Il est de notre devoir de maintenir en vie l'espoir d'un futur meilleur. Ce devoir de résistance, Imad Abu Zahra, le photographe que j'ai filmé dans la mosquée à Jenin, le paiera de sa vie. Il sera assassiné par l'armée israélienne 1 mois après notre départ. Peut-être que la meilleure façon de rendre hommage à ces hommes et à ces femmes est de résister nous aussi, de lutter pour un monde où nos enfants auront le goût de l'art et de la culture, et où ils choisiront eux-mêmes leur destin.
Famous. I used to be a soldier on this earth.